Hey everyone, Charlie the Tool Doc. I wanted to do a video on assembly instructions for the socket rails. I know you'll get a box full of rails and bags. Might be a little bit confusing. I thought maybe this would clear it up a little bit. If you had questions, but of course get a hold of me. I try and separate everything out in separate bags. I'm not just going to dump it all in one bag. I'll label everything, but this might answer some more questions. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your rails in the box, and you're going to start in your tool drawer. Go ahead and start, left to right. Usually the best idea, start at one end, work your way down, but go ahead and connect your rails together. So you're going to connect two 9-inch rails together. They just snap together. At this point, you're going to take your, I'm going to disconnect these so I can do the video a little better. But start putting your socket posts on there. I'm just going to do 4 of them for this video, just keep it short as possible. But go ahead and slide your socket posts on the rail. Get those close to position as you can. So once you get that all loaded up with the posts, you can now take your end cap on the front cap there and snap that in place. That kind of gives you a starting point of where to start positioning your sockets. I'm just using these T-bits, 3/8 T-bits here, Torx bits for this video, but go ahead and start loading that rail up. Slide your first one all the way to the front, and then just start going in the order behind it, and just take them and just push them loose together. Once you get them into a row, however many you want to put on that rail, and make sure you got everything on there where you want it, how you want it. I have these locks that I include with each rail. They have a small hole in them. You'll slide that in the back side and press that up against the back side of that last socket post. So when that's in position, and you might have to move your back socket if you have a big one, so it might cover up that hole. But once that's in position, slide that up right to the back of it. Don't push it in tight. If you push it in tight and make these sockets too tight together, and it's all locked together, when you go to pop them off, it's going to be hard to get them out, and even might tweak things. So just leave a little bit of space. So once you get in that position, you can either put a little drop of super glue in there, which is obviously the permanent, not permanent, but that'll keep it from moving anywhere. Otherwise, people have put a small set screw, like a little set screw into the back of that hole and thread it in, and then that'll bite down into the rail as well. But anyway, once you got those locked in place with the lock there, you can go ahead and put your back cap on, and then that rail, the socket rail, is complete. If you are doing the ID rails, you'll get the ID rails obviously, and a set of caps for those. The ID rails, just simply slide into those puzzle locks on the side, and they will snap in. At this point, you can go ahead and put your caps on those, because we're not sliding anything on the end on these, and finish that off. Next thing you'll do is find your IDs that matches up with that socket and that position. You're just going to take it, set it on the top, and press it down into place in front of that socket. Here's my little pro tip. When you stick these in there, make sure you're doing this the last step. Don't put these in there, start sliding them all over on the rail, try and pry them in and out. They have the 4 detents, 2 on each side, that snaps into that rail. But I mean, it's plastic. If you keep moving these around and prying them in and out, you're going to wear that little detent down, and then they're not going to want to stay still. So just last step, snap that in place. Now that I won't do all these, but you can finish up putting your ID tiles in. Just position the next one in front of the next socket, snap it in place, and continue down the line. Once that's done, you can then start connecting the rest of your rails and keep working your way down the drawer. If you're not using the IDs, the ID rails, I have these that do the same idea, where you can lock your rails together without using the ID rails. So if you don't want the IDs, you can get the spacers. They're a 1/2 inch or a 1 inch. The 1/2 inch works unless you got some really big sockets for spacing, but go ahead and you can snap that into the side, and then you can connect the rails in the same method and lock everything together across your entire drawer. So anyway, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, give me a holler. Once again, anything you guys need, want to talk about anything custom or whatever, give me a holler. I'm always open to talking about stuff. So anyways, that's the socket rails. Any questions, holler, and thanks for all your business. Appreciate it, guys. Bye.